For a split second, I wished I had amnesia. I leaned out and saw him standing below, the same Terry who had been wrapped around Rachel just hours before. His voice was slurring, pleading, "Eva, stop being angry. Okay, please just change the application. The UCAT's great. I'll take you to see Big Ben." I stared down at Terry, his figure swaying slightly in the dim street light. The smell of alcohol drifted up to my window, sharp and bitter, proof he'd been drinking to calm his nerves, or maybe to drown out the guilt. He refused to acknowledge. His eyes were red, his hair messy, and for a split second, I saw the boy I'd grown up with, the one who'd shared his lunch with me in 3rd grade, who'd held my hand through my first panic attack, who whispered promises of Paris under the stars. But then I remember the kiss, the way he'd wrapped his arms around Rachel, the way he defended her when she manipulated me, the way he tossed our 12-year dream aside like it was nothing. The illusion shattered. "Go home, Terry," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. "I'm not changing my application." He frowned, like he hadn't expected me to say no. "Ava, come on," he slurred, taking a step closer to the house. "You can't be serious. Paris is it's just a city. We can have better in the UK. I'll show you. It's not just a city." I cut him off. "It's our dream." Or it was. You forgot that when you decided to throw it away for her. His jaw tightened. "This isn't about her, it's about us. Don't you get it? I can't do 3 years without you." "You mean my what?" I asked, my voice sharp. "Your shadow, your backup plan, the one you can count on to follow you anywhere, even when you treat me like garbage." He flinched, like my words had hit him. "That's not fair. I messed up." "Okay, I should have talked to you first." But Rachel, she was upset. Her dad called, and she was a mess. "And I save it." I said, "I don't care about Rachel's dad. I care about the fact that you chose her over me, over everything we built." I leaned back, ready to close the window, but he lunged forward, grabbing the sill, his fingers white with desperation. "Ava, please, the deadline is in 10 minutes. Just check the portal, please. I changed it back for you." My breath caught. Changed it back. Had he really? For a second, doubt crept in. Maybe he had realized his mistake. Maybe he still cared. But then I remembered the way he talked about me in the group chat, the way he called me clingy, the way he kissed Rachel like I didn't exist. "You're lying," I said. "I'm not," he insisted, his voice cracking. "I swear, I logged in an hour ago and switched it back to Paris. Just check, please. I can't lose you." The clock on my wall ticked 11:52 p.m. 2 minutes until the portal closed forever. I hesitated. What if he was telling the truth? What if I walked away from the only person I'd ever loved, only to regret it later? But then I thought of Evan, sitting next to me in the advisor's office, saying he was going to Paris too. Of the way he'd smiled when he'd invited me to the concert. No strings attached. The future I could have, one where I wasn't someone's shadow, where my dreams mattered as much as anyone else's. I shook my head. "No." Terry's face crumbled. "Ava, don't do this, please. I'll fix it. I'll break up with Rachel. You can't fix this." I said, "Not this time. I'm going to Paris. You're going to the UK. That's our choice." With that, I closed the window, blocking out his pleas. I leaned against the glass, my hands shaking as his voice faded into the night. The clock ticked again. 11:55 p.m. I walked to my desk, opened my laptop, and stared at the application portal. The screen showed my final choice, Paris. I didn't change it. The next morning, I woke up to a down-scene missed calls from Terry and a flood of texts from our mutual friends. Most were angry, accusing me of ruining Terry's life, of being selfish. A few were sympathetic, but they didn't understand. They didn't know what it felt like to be someone's second choice, to have your dreams tossed aside for someone else. I ignored them. I packed my suitcase, this time for Paris, and called my mom to tell her the news. She hugged me, tears in her eyes. "I'm so proud of you, sweetie," she said. "You've always been stronger than you think." Later that day, I ran into Ethan at the campus cafe. He smiled when he saw me. "Heard you stuck with Paris," he said, sliding into the seat across from me. I nodded. "Yeah, I did." "Good," he said. "It's where you belong." We talked for an hour about our plans for Paris, about our majors, about the little cafes we wanted to visit. For the first time in weeks, I didn't feel heavy. I felt light, like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. As we were leaving, Ethan stopped me. "Hey, Ava," he said. "I know things are weird with Terry right now, but if you ever need anything, I'm here, even in Paris." I smiled. "Thanks, Ethan. I'll keep that in mind." Weeks passed. I got my acceptance letter from the Paris University, and I cried happy tears this time. I started learning French again, practicing every night with a language app. I packed my bags, said goodbye to my family, and boarded a plane to Paris. The first few months were hard. I missed my mom. I missed my old room. I even missed the terrible coffee from the campus cafe. But Paris was everything I dreamed of. Sunny streets lined with cafes, the Eiffel Tower glowing at night, the sound of French being spoken everywhere. I made new friends in my classes, joined a photography club, and spent weekends exploring the city. I didn't hear from Terry for a long time. Then one day, I got a text from an unknown number. "Eva, it's Terry. Can we talk?" I stared at the screen for a long time. Part of me wanted to ignore it, keep moving forward, to not look back. But another part of me needed closure. I replied, "What do you want?" He called me 5 minutes later. His voice was different, calmer, quieter, no trace of the arrogance that had defined him before. "I'm sorry," he said without preamble, "for everything, for treating you like garbage, for throwing away our dream, for choosing Rachel over you. I was an idiot, a selfish, stupid idiot." I didn't say anything. I let him talk. "Rachel and I broke up," he said. "A month after I got to the UK. She wasn't who I thought she was. She lied about her dad, about her depression all of it. She just wanted someone to take care of her, to give her whatever she wanted. And I let her. I let her use me. And I let her hurt you. He paused. I checked the application portal. After you closed the window, I saw you didn't change it. I realized I lost you for good. I took a deep breath. Why are you telling me this now? Because I need you to know I'm sorry. He said, I need you to know I get it. You were right. I treated you like a shadow. And you didn't deserve that. You deserve someone who would choose you every time. For a second, I felt a twinge of sadness. Not for him, but for the boy he'd been. For the dream we'd shared, but it passed quickly. I accept your apology, I said. But Terry, I'm not going back. Paris is my home now. I'm happy here. He was quiet for a moment. I know, he said. I needed to say it to let you go. We hung up. I stared out my window at the Eiffel Tower, and for the first time, I didn't feel any regret. I made the right choice. 6 months later, I was walking through a small bookstore near my apartment when I heard a familiar voice. I frowned, my heart racing as I turned around. It was Rachel. She looked different. No red dress, no fake glasses, no cloying smile. She was wearing a simple sweater and jeans. Her hair pulled back in a ponytail. She looked normal, like the girl she pretended to be when she first transferred to our school. She saw me and frowned too. For a second, neither of us spoke. Then she smiled, a small, genuine smile, not the manipulative one I'd grown to hate. Hi, Ava, she said. Hi, Rachel, I replied, my voice steady. She walked over, her hands in her pockets. I heard you're here, she said. In Paris. I came to study too. Art history. I nodded. That's nice. I'm in journalism. We stood there for a minute. Awkward silence hanging between us. Then she sighed. I owe you an apology, she said. For everything. For lying to Terry. For manipulating you. For ruining your dream. I was scared back then. Scared no one would like me for who I was. So I made up this whole story. And Terry here was easy to manipulate. He wanted to be the hero. She paused. I broke up with him. Not because I didn't care, but because I realized I was using him. And he deserved better. Just like you did. I stared at her, surprised. I'd expected anger, excuses, not honesty. Why are you telling me this? I asked. Because I want to make things right, she said. I know I can't undo what I did, but I want you to know I'm sorry. And I want you to know I'm not that girl anymore. I'm trying to be better. I thought about it, about the pain she caused me, about the way she torn apart my relationship with Terry. But I also thought about second chances, about how people change. I accept your apology, I said. But Rachel, we can't be friends. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I hope you find what you're looking for here. In Paris, she nodded, a small smile on her face. Thank you. That's all I can ask for. She turned to leave, then stopped. Oh, and now that Terry's coming here next semester. He got accepted into the business program. My heart skipped a beat. Terry, in Paris.